All right, so wanted to show you guys a couple of things. So here's one of the coils that I printed out, one of the good ones. And what I learned when I wound this guy, which is now lovingly known as, what did he call it? The pound cake coil or the meatloaf coil. I forgot what he called it. What I learned when I did this with the paper in between was that the paper I was using, even though it was cray paper, regular construction paper, was too soft. And so I toyed with the idea, got some good ideas from G-Law on how to stiffen it up, kind of looked it up. But then I thought, wait a minute, I've got a 3D printer that can print down to, you know, sub-millimeter thickness. And so what I did was I printed out these strips which are flexible. And this is 0.3 millimeters. And it goes around like that. And I can tape it, and I can use this as a separator. And I've made enough, and these are long enough so that I put one on one side, one on the other side, and tape it, or just tape them both together prior to it, making sure that they butt up against each other and don't overlap. And so that's what I'm going to do to separate the layers per Sky Collection and per his beautiful coils, i.e. like this. And you can see he's got, I think he's got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7 layers in there, separated by some sort of paper. You can't really see the paper in here, or at least I can't really see it. Oh yeah, okay, I can see it a little bit. But that makes it so much easier to roll perfect coils. Having said that, yeah, so basically I'm going to do that. And it should work out great. I got the 21 and the 23 gauge wire in. I reordered the 25, and again they sent me a 10-pound spool of 17 gauge. And I had already gotten the 21 gauge in, which is what I really wanted, so I just sent it back. I know G's gonna say, you're crazy, you got 10 pounds for the price of 5, but I don't really know what I can do with 17 gauge. Anyway, back to this guy, my maglev, now sporting, let me see if I can lower this down, now sporting the new coil, the new Sky Collection coil. Let's see how this puppy runs. And it runs great. As you can see, hums away. That's at 12 volts. So this coil is great because it has 2 sides. It has a drive side and a pickup side. And of course, the pickup side can handle much more than this LED. But I just wanted to give it a first run on camera. But listen to that thing. It is so quiet. And of course, because this is such a powerful circuit, you need to have this this LED lamp to protect the circuit. The neon bulbs aren't good enough, so to speak, to protect the circuit. So yeah, so there's the output from the circuit itself, and here's the output from the drive side, or from the pickup side. I'm going to see how many of these LED strips I can put in parallel and see if I can light it up. So this is at 12.7. Let's see if we can juice it up a little bit more. There's 16 volts. Yeah, that's really bright. And it hums like a baby. Look at that. Of course, I don't have anything mounted down, so the coil is kind of walking a little bit. But that's 16 volts. And now he said this can handle, I think he said it can handle 18 to 24. I think he said 18 volts. There's 18 volts, and you can now see the neon bulbs are starting to light up. So there's a lot of power going through this coil. But everything is nice and cool. The circuits are cool. Let me turn it back down to its proper 12 volts. And when I turn it down to 12, the neon bulbs don't light. So at 18 volts, they light up. But because of this LED bulb, so yeah, I got to see what I can run off of this. Actually, I should really see quickly. Here, hold tight. Okay, so running at 12 volts, I'm pulling about 14 volts off of this side here, off of the pickup side of AC. And so let's see, yeah, 14. Let's see what happens when I tune it up a little bit. Yeah, pulling almost 20 volts off that pickup side, and that's untuned. What I'd like to do, though, is put a bridge rectifier on it and see what I can get DC, but 15 volts off of 12, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. I am happy with that. I think what I'd like to do is hook one of these lamps up to the output side, or get myself a 120 volt lamp and hook it to it and see what happens. All right, hold tight. All right, so I have it running at 12.1 volts. Let me juice it up just a little. Yeah, 12.7 volts. And this is 120 volt LED ceiling, like that one up there that I haven't installed yet. This is a 3-prong one. I have it hooked directly to the output side. That is sweet. I should turn the lights out. Here, let me go turn the lights out really quick. Hold up. There we go. Oh, let me get that underneath there so it's getting better. Yeah, 120 volt ceiling lamp, AC, running off of that puppy. Oh, God, I love the way this guy rolls. Winds coils, which I am going to do today with this one. But I have to enjoy this guy while I have it out. So he told me to use these new circuits with my big motors, and I don't have one bigger than this guy other than that guy, but this has huge magnets in it and it's balanced so well. Oh, and there it is. Nice, huh? I had to show you guys this one. So running at, oops, let me turn it down a little bit. Yeah, 12.5. Got all 3 of the LEDs lit. So yeah. I'm going, and so I also have a new, I think I showed you guys this, I also have a new style hall sensor. I think I'm going to try that one next with this same setup. Hold tight. Well, I had it running with the hall sensor, but because the hall sensor circuit is much different, this has to be bolted down. So I don't want to mess with it anymore. Yeah, it definitely has to be bolted down, and the circuit was getting a little hot. But that's because it's not set up correctly. This hall sensor, and all the lights were going off, all of these, but it was kind of violent to start and then to finish because the hall sensor is a different type of circuit. So I'm not going to do that. I got to be careful with that. But I am going to test the other ones and let you guys know. Ciao. So in testing this coil, because it won't fit underneath there, I have to kind of go like that. So it's at 12.6 volts, and you can see it's working fantastically. I just realized this one doesn't have, it doesn't have an out other than that guy there, but that's all right. Unless yeah, no, it's the same thing. But it works great. The neon bulbs are lit on this one. So this is a single coil, not a bifilar, but it works fantastically. It works fantastically. That cap holds a lot of residual power. Got to be careful with those things. Yeah. All right, so I've tested, so this is not the same one that I just ran. That was this one right here. Just wanted to test them. And yeah, it works freaking great. I can't wait to try all three of these new circuits on the big solenoid motor. I think that's the next thing I'm going to do. But first, I'm going to wind some coils. All right, ciao.